Boom! What's going on, everyone? It's Steve Larsen. This is Sales Funnel Radio. Today, I'm going to show you guys my 5 phases of funnel building. I've spent the last 4 years learning from the most brilliant marketers today. And now I've left my 9 to 5 to take the plunge and build my $1 million business. The real question is, how will I do it without VC funding or debt, completely from scratch? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my online business using only today's best internet sales funnels. My name is Steve Larsen, and welcome to Sales Funnel Radio. What's up? Hey, I'm excited for this video today. I've actually been thinking about this quite a bit here. Now, when you think about building something like a sales funnel, okay, the first time I ever heard about building something like a sales funnel, I was like, oh my gosh, wait, I gotta write copy, right? There's the copy piece. I should find some images, right? I should do some videos, right? I should do, right, there's the actual pages themselves, right? The actual product itself. Holy crap, how I'm gonna promote it? Like, there's all this stuff that goes into it, right? And it can get incredibly stressful. And so what I wanted to do real quick is, for those of you guys who are listening, just know that on YouTube, I'm gonna draw this so you guys can see a little bit of my funnel building process, okay? And so this is interesting, okay? I teach a lot of this stuff, right, at events. And multiple times, right? Somebody will stand up and they'll be like, hey, hey, how should I go about doing upsell this, and that for my product? And I'm like, why are you even thinking about that? You don't even have a main product yet, right? Too many times we get too involved in questions that we don't really need to answer yet, but there are questions that do matter for when we're building a funnel, right? Sometimes people are so concerned about what makes the car engine run that they don't even know how to drive the car. You know what I mean? It's like there's a whole bunch of things out there where you're like, you don't need to know that yet. So literally my purpose in this episode today is I just want to walk you guys through very simply the very simple funnel building process that I have and why it works and how to screw it up, okay? And so this is really it. I mean, this is truly it. Now, if you think about it, there's really, like I said, there's these 5 steps here, okay? The first thing I need to go do is kind of a research period, okay? Okay, check this out. And I'm gonna explain this kind of as I go here, okay? The first thing that I do is I go and I have to make sure that I know what my customers are already buying, right? And how they're buying it, right? We call it the what and the how. You guys may have heard of this before. It's the what and the how though, right? So I go in and I look at a red ocean, meaning if I'm gonna go sell, I don't know, pencils. I'm looking at pencils or pens. They're over on my desk right over there, right? Let's say I'm gonna go sell pens. Who else is selling pens and how are they selling them, right? Who, as far as the businesses go that are out there, but also the customers who are out there and they're like, hey, this is how I like to hear about my pen purchases. This is how I like to go and purchase them. You know what I mean? So we answer the what and the how. What am I going to sell? What are other people selling and how are they selling it, right? We call that the red ocean when there's lots of competition inside of one place, okay? So I'm going to go inside and I'm going to look at a red ocean. Okay? I'm going to look at a red ocean and specifically, right, what I'm doing is I'm looking for the what and the how, okay? Let me just write that down again. Red ocean, okay? And I'm looking for, like I said, the what and the how, and I'm gonna draw a big old line here. All right, so that's like phase number 1 here, okay? So that's phase number 1, red ocean. Just research who is already selling the things that I'm interested in selling and how are they selling them. That's all I'm answering. All right, so the second thing, now that I know a little bit about the actual red ocean, and again, remember, I know the what and the how. That's all I'm looking for. The second thing I can go and I can start looking into, and this literally the second phase of funnel building for me is the actual sales message writing, not product creation, okay? This is super key. There are multiple products in my early years of doing this where I did it wrong, and I would start building products before I knew how to sell them. Stupid, dumb. And when I say that out loud, you're like, well, yeah, of course you wouldn't do that. Yeah, but that's what everybody does. They go out and they start making these products without any knowledge on how to actually go out and sell the thing, meaning the sales script, the sales message. Products don't sell themselves, right? A product never sells itself. When you go out and you say like, oh, the product's so good, you just got to get in front of people. The actual cases where that's true are so rare, okay? That is the exception, not the rule, and I do not build a business based on exceptions, okay? I look on rules, okay? So don't go do that, okay? The second thing I go and I start building here is the actual sales message. Sales message. And my writing is awesome. No, it's not. Okay. That's the second thing. Okay, once I've got the sales message down, I know to be able to, how should I say this? I know I can move on to product creation mode when there are literally wallets flying through the air at me, right? Meaning when my sales message is so compelling that people are like, I have to have that. Where do I pay you, right? And I actually do collect money, meaning people don't just say that. They vote with their wallet and they tell me, yeah, that's a really great idea. In fact, so much so that let me go ahead and just give you money. And I actually have money in my hands. That is when I go actually create the product. Now you might be like, Steven, that's kind of weird. It's like a bait and switch thing. No. I always tell them, hey, this isn't ready yet. Or hey, we got the beta version. If you pay, this discounted price, you can get the beta version coming out here soon, right? And then I go build it real fast, okay? There's so many companies that do it that way, okay? And what's cool about that is that you are using literally the market's opinion to create your products. That's huge. That's a massive benefit that you have. It removes like 90% of the risk of the entrepreneurial game. This game is not risky if you just do it in the right way, okay? Going out and creating a product and trying to figure out how it sells and trying to figure out what market should buy it, that's risky. And that was all the ways that college taught me to build stuff, which was really weird. Anyway, okay, so Red Ocean, right? When I know the what and the how, that's somewhat similar to the thing I'm gonna be selling, right? Then I go and create a sales message, and my aim is to be different, not better. And we talked about that a few episodes ago, right? I'm trying to be different, not better. Super key, right? And then number 3 right here, the third thing I'm doing, then I actually start building the product, right? Now, in order for me to actually make a sales message, I have to have some idea of what the product's going to be in the first place, but I don't need to actually build the thing. Does that make sense? Very important distinction right there, okay? Then when I'm going out and I'm actually building the product, that's when I actually start, I move on to step number 4. I'm gonna run a whiteboard spacer, right? I run you can see that light over there on the side. Oh man, it's so funny. You can see all my little home studio stuff. Anyway, whatever, I'm gonna keep going. Is that cool? Sounds good. All right, so number 4, what I do here, that's actually when I start building the funnel. Now, in order to actually get sales in the first place, I might need to have somewhat of a funnel up, but I don't obsess over it. Okay, so back here in step 2, when I build the sales message and I'm running the sales message and I'm actually getting cash coming in, right? There's some sort of funnel that needs to be up, but I just don't obsess over it. Does that make sense? It wasn't for like 4 months, 5 months into one of my major products that I started actually going in and adding all the little pieces of glaze and all the features and all the little cool things that ClickFunnels has inside, and all these, right? And does that make sense? Because most people go in and they start like, that's the first thing they do. They're like, and then we could have this to this page, we could have this to this page, and we could have this to this page. And the issue is that if those are the things that make your product sell, the little tweaks, the little features, that little split test that gave you an extra 0.5% conversion, right, increase, if that's what's making you profitable, your offer and your sales message are not sexy enough. They're not good enough, right? I don't want to bank on a feature to make my business profitable. My product, my sales message should be really freaking good, okay? And the funnel is just an accelerant. All the features, all those little things, they're just an accelerant for everything. Does that make sense? So then I go in here and then I start building the funnel, right? Meaning I add in all the glaze, I add in all the cool stuff. The last thing I go do is, as far as funnel building phases, right? The final phase is traffic. Lots and lots and lots and lots of evergreen traffic sources, okay? All over the place. Traffic, okay? Now, the reason I drew these columns right here is because I want to make a very important distinction here, okay? In every single one of these, okay, let me just erase certain parts here. In every single one of these, so I feel like I say this phrase all the time, but I was at an event, I was teaching, and somebody said, hey, Steven, I know what my red ocean is. I was like, sweet. They said, I've got a converting sales message. I was like, cool. Or it's a converted at least some, well enough. And I was like, cool. They're like, I've built the entire product. They're like, I have a sweet funnel and I've got all the little sweet little doohickeys and all this, the features and all that stuff inside. I was like, sweet. They're like, where do I get traffic? And I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Okay. You have to understand that for each one of these, guys, if you go all the way down here and you're like, where's my traffic coming from? Like, you waited too long. You shouldn't have started building the funnel. You shouldn't have started building the product, right? Until you know this piece, right? When it comes down to it, right? Traffic is money, right? Traffic is money. Flow, like eyeballs, right? Getting attention. Attention is money. Attention is cash, right? And if you step back and like the product is just a reason to collect cash. The sales message is just a reason to collect cash, right? Traffic is the cash, right? Traffic is the thing. If you can drive traffic, man, that's epic. Oh my gosh, that's so cool, right? So while these are the 5 phases that I build them in, right? And first I do this, and then second I do this, and third I do this, fourth I do this, and then fifth I do this. While those are the different phases, I don't start any of the phases until I know the answers to those 5, right? So there's really 2 different blocks here going on, right? So I'm gonna draw a line right here, okay? So there's 2 different things going on here. Everything in the top here, I'm just gonna learn. I'm just gonna put an L for that, right? I'm gonna learn in the red ocean, right? And I actually had that in there ahead of time. I'm gonna figure out the what and the how, right? That's all I wanna know. In the sales message piece, I'm gonna learn, right? And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna learn what gets people so motivated that they are actually giving me cash. When I have cash in hand, right? I'm gonna go learn how the other people in the red ocean are selling. I'm gonna go learn what the sales messages are, right? I am not writing one yet. I'm just learning, right? It's a research phase. This whole top part is a research phase, okay? When I'm going out and I'm building a product, I like go find out how these other guys built the similar product, right? And obviously, if you guys have been following me for any amount of time, you know that in this phase, I go out and I create what's called a purple offer, and that makes me completely unique. But I still need to figure out what people are already buying, right? I want to be prolific, but I don't want to be risky. So I'm still going to go find things out there that are already selling and create, like, stem out of similar things. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. All right, so I'm going to go out. I'm going to go research best ways to build the products. I'm gonna go research the best funnels that are out there that would be a good model for what I'm starting to see I should go sell. I'm gonna go research all the different traffic methods, the best ones that are out there, right? Evergreen traffic methods, the traffic methods that are gonna bring in a whole bunch of people at once, maybe traffic methods that are a little bit like slow growth ones, right? I have a podcast episode, it's probably like 20 episodes ago, called My 4 Favorite Traffic Methods. I think that's what it was called. Go look at that. That's what I'm looking at. That's specifically, so if you look at what I've been doing this past little bit in this podcast, okay, in this show, I've been going in and I've been doing a little bit of a deep dive on each one of these 5 categories, okay? And so I'm trying to go like 30,000 foot view again. I'm not trying to get in the weeds on you guys on this stuff, but I'm going 30,000 foot view again. I'm going through and I'm looking, holy crap, okay? 30,000 foot view, this is how all the pieces map together. I'm going in, research phase, right? What and how. I'm going in, research phase, figuring out what sales messages, what hooks, what stories can I tell to get people so excited that they get up and they're like, take my money, right? And they're like throwing the wallet, okay? Next thing, right? Research phase. How can I build the products? How can I build the offer? How can I craft a purple offer? How can I craft something that both brings in kind of risky, prolific, imaginary things? Wow, nobody's ever done that piece before, but then also the security of what people are currently buying, right? That's why I call it the purple offer. Red ocean, blue ocean, purple, okay? Research phase. What different funnel types are people liking to buy through, right? Research phase. What kind of traffic steps? Does that make sense? Then there's the actual execution. Once I know those things, then it is okay for me to go build a funnel. Then it is okay for me to go out and actually start moving down on this. Too often, people research and build in the exact same steps. Don't do that, okay? It's scary. It's risky. First thing you're doing is you're going in and it's research, right? You're learning. And then once you've got all that down, then you build it in that order. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And 5 just continues. It's 5, because you're going in, you're just more traffic. Does that make sense? Anyway, I just wanted to walk through that with you guys real quick so you guys see kind of this, again, this 30,000 foot view. And if you guys have been watching what I've been doing the last little bit, it's been the sole purpose of it is me going through and teaching like, hey, look, here's the things to go collect from the red ocean before you can move on, okay? And there's a podcast episode, I think it's right before this, walking through red ocean stuff that you should have before you actually go out and move on, right? The sales message. I do tons of stuff on sales. If you go, just rewind like 30 episodes and start watching, you'll see I've been diving in, seeing what you guys react to the best so that I know like, hey, that was the best way to teach that concept. Hey, that was the best way to teach that concept, right? I went through and I do a ton of building a product stuff, right? That's the whole purple offer thing that I talk about. Building the actual funnel, that is what I'm known for, right? And then traffic. And I'd go back to my 4 favorite traffic methods. Anyway, and you can start to see that. And I just want you to know how the pieces all fit together because I'm starting to get some questions where people are like, sweet, well, Steven, I built all this thing, but how do I get traffic for it? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like the traffic is where you get paid. Like, why did you not look at that before you started building? You know, and I get it, right? There's just new mistakes you wouldn't know without being in the game for a little bit, right? I did the exact same thing, right? My very first product, I didn't look at a red ocean. Kind of did, not really. Definitely didn't look at a sales message. I focused solely on building the product, thinking that's what actually causes money. It's not. And I focused very heavily on funnel. So those two, right? It was product funnel, product funnel, product funnel, product funnel. And I was like, it's done. I remember the day when it was like done. I was like, it's done. You know, I was like, babe, this is huge. The next question we got to answer is, what island will we buy? Oh my gosh, this is going to be so cool. Right? And nobody bought, right? Because I didn't answer this. How do I get traffic? And I did not answer sales message. And there was no targeting of who I'm actually targeting with the red ocean, right? And anyway, so hopefully that's been helpful to you guys. And I just wanted to go through and kind of do that 30,000 foot view. So anyways, guys, shorter episode, but this is incredibly impactful. This is like powerful, powerful stuff, okay? In fact, this is the model that we would follow at ClickFunnels, right? When I was the funnel builder over there, right? Red Ocean, we knew very well who we were selling to, right? The what and how, also who you're selling to comes from the Red Ocean. We knew the who. We knew who our customers were very, very well. The sales message, honestly, that's actually where we would start, right? Because we knew this piece so well. We would start at the sales message, and we would start building. It was cool to watch. Like, I always noticed Russell Brunson was willing to move forward with actually crafting the offer. He'd have kind of an idea of maybe what the offer would be, kind of an idea of what the funnel would be, kind of idea of where the traffic would come from, but this was the lock gate, okay? If he could not think up a good hook, if he could not think of a good story, he did not move on to offer, right? It's hook, story, offer, but he did not move on to offer until he knew what hook and story were, right? And then we would move on. As soon as we knew that, boom, then it was like, kick Steven into gear, and I would start building funnel, because now we knew what it was, and we started crafting the offer, started putting these pieces together, and I started working with John, and we started working, anyways, this super cool melody of all these actions that were going on. It takes a lot to get a funnel up, and I totally get that, and I encourage you to never do more than one, and don't move on from it until you can literally walk away and have several pieces automated. So anyway, guys, this is just how I build, again, funnels, not businesses. And I just wanted to walk through again and share with you guys the relationship between these pieces and what to do to learn from each one of these pieces. And then when you kind of have license, I should say, to start, not guaranteeing it'll work, obviously. There's always tweaks inside of it. But when can you actually move on to the build phase? And when you are building, what order do you do it in? And so anyways, just wanted to walk through that with you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoy this episode. Thank you so much. And thank you guys so much for reviewing and rating inside of iTunes. I've loved watching that. It's been so fun. It's been very motivating for me. And the YouTube channel, you guys are just blowing it up, and love reading your comments. It's actually super, super motivating. So it means a lot to me. I put a lot of work into this. We have a 7-man team just creating content. That's all it is. And so it's actually very, very motivating when we hear good feedback. So thanks so much, guys. We'll talk to you later. See you next episode. Bye. Oh yeah, wasn't that awesome? Hey, just real quick, a few months ago, Russell asked me to write a chapter for a secret project he was doing. And I had to write a chapter for a book, and this was the prompt. This was the letter I got from him. He said, "Hey Steven, let me ask you a quick question. You suddenly lose all your money, along with your name and your reputation, and only have your marketing know-how left. You have bills piled high and people harassing you for money over the phone. Plus, you have a guaranteed roof over your head, a phone line, an internet connection, and a ClickFunnels account for only 1 month. You no longer have your big guru name, your following, your JV partners. Other than your vast marketing experience, you're an unknown newbie. What would you do from day 1 to day 30 to save yourself?" Russell Brunson. Hey, if you want to see my answer and a bunch of other marketers that also had answered that in this amazing book and summit, just go to 30days.com/Steven. Again, you can see the entire summit, you can see the book, you can see what we wrote in there, and each of our detailed plans, just go to 30days.com/Steven. That's 30 as in 30, 30days.com/Steven, STEPHEN. Guys, enjoy.